All right, Big Bang. Today's Tuesday. It is February 18th. Welcome to the Dog Walk presented by Barstool Sports. Snake Draft Tuesday. We are joined on Zoom by Kayce and Jeff Nadu. We are also joined in studio by Ella because Chief is out. First, we'll start with Nadu. Nadu, it's been a long time. I'm very happy to have you back for this topic. It's like your specialty.
There's a lot of things I know, but there's one thing I really know about, and that's a great rack. So looking forward to talking about it.
Kayce, I mean, we're playing with Jordan today, so it's a big day.
I mean, Eddie, when you asked me if I could do this, and I said, what are the categories? Or I think I first asked, who are we doing this with? And you're like, well, first I need to ask you, are you okay with talking about racks? And I was like, I'd be honored to talk about racks. And then you said, we're going to have Ella. And I was like, that's great. I hope she likes to talk about racks. And then you're like, Nadu. And I was like, I mean, lead with who? No one else needs to be here but Nadu. He could draft 25 by himself.
Nadu's the MJ. Nadu's the MJ. Ella, talking racks.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Okay.
I love a great rack, but no, I'm just nervous that I'm gonna run out of options.
Do you need all of yours won't be picked, but a good rule of thumb, if you have 25, obviously you're safe.
I have
but
12.
You should be fine, unless
we
they're
do
all
one preface on this.
Yeah,
I just want to say one thing. When I say like an older woman, I'm talking about them in their prime.
That's what I was.
Yeah, we talked about that prior to hitting record, so I think we're all in agreement there.
And also we're talking racks. Obviously, if Nadu's MJ, Dave's LeBron here.
Yes,
you know.
Yeah,
sure.
I like a rack. Racks are great.
What guy does it? What person doesn't like racks?
I mean, here, you want to hear a fun fact?
Who doesn't?
So if you we're mammals, right? As humans, we're mammals. If you notice, dogs, they don't protrude their breasts, so to speak, until they give birth and they're breastfeeding. Over the course of hundreds of thousands of years or whatever, men have such an affinity for breasts that women of the human species evolved to just always have boobs instead of just when they're breastfeeding. Is that a fun fact? Because it makes you more attractive to men, and that's how women have evolved over time.
Dave, that sounds made up. That sounds so made up.
I wish I could take credit for it. It's Chief's fact. And it's one of those facts that I heard it makes sense. I never actually looked into that on my own. I'm just going to use that as truth for the rest of time.
Didn't he get quoted in a hit piece for that once, I believe? Remember there's a big, I don't know, I think he might have.
Maybe.
It was a big
But, I mean, true or not, it does make sense, does it not?
Yes.
It does make sense, yes. But it sounds made up. It doesn't sound like that's a real thing.
Lance, you're on the ones and twos. Can you look that up while we get going here?
Someone told me being a tit guy is old school. Is that true?
I think it's coming back.
Is it?
When I was in high school, everyone was like, nah, fuck tits. I'm all ass. But now it's
tit guys are coming back?
You don't have an ass, yeah.
Yeah, because I'm more ass guy, I'll be honest. But,
There you go, Eddie.
Yeah. But
there you go.
Whatever, it's,
There was probably a time when legs were it, right?
Fun fact, I actually am too. I like both. It's hard to make the decision.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, why do we have to be picky? And like Nadu said, who doesn't respect it? I'm a straight woman, but I can still look at another woman and be like, oh, that's a good rack, or that's a nice ass. That's what makes it real. It's we know what's attractive. You're allowed to say it. And there are some guys out there that like smaller racks that are just more perfectly shaped. There's racks for everybody. There's asses for everybody.
You're right. That's why it's going to be interesting to see how these are argued through.
I mean, it's not today's draft, but assuming we do best asses, I'll just say it. I'm more of the tight, muscular, shapely version instead of the big, voluptuous ass.
All right.
Yeah,
that means tomato.
That's where we disagree, bro.
Yeah.
This is.
Asses for everybody, tits for everybody to do.
I just put this together. Did you guys have me and Ella on to make sure you guys don't get hit pieced for this? Did you have females on to make sure it wasn't sexist and misogynistic?
I thought about that too.
Probably.
I did ask two chicks. I'm like, all right, they're pretty cool. So credit to you guys.
Just if it ever gets out and it's Barstool Sports ranking cities in 2025, don't worry. 2 girls in it and one happens to be a mom. Okay, so we're good. We've got everything covered.
Well, Kayce, the shit you said on CCK, and you came on the Valentine's Day episode last year. I'm like, all right, she's fine with it. And then the shit this girl says in the office, I'm like, all right, she'll be fine.
Yeah, no, we're good. We're handshaking. Okay, we're handshaking. Yeah. We're good.
All right. Besides the point, I do want to go over one aspect as well. we have, like, obviously we're going to take a lot of celebrities. There's some of them that you've actually seen. Like, some of them have gone nude. So I wonder how that's going to skew, like, the ones.
Oh yeah,
that
nipples are big.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
sure.
Like, you have a big hill to stand on with the ones that you've seen versus the ones that, like, obviously look like they
See, I
have
feel
all
like
the...
I'm at a disadvantage because like guys watch porn and like go on OnlyFans and like I don't.
Sure, I
don't know
doubt
those
that
people.
those are majority take, but you're right. That
Yeah.
you're probably are at a disadvantage.
I'm the same way, Ella. Like I'm going off of like first of all what I find as the best ones, but also from like when I do feel like boobs in clothes are going to be different, but like that's what I'm going off of. Like when
Yeah.
I see somebody on TV, on the computer, on my phone, whatever, and I'm like, that's a nice rack. I'm going off of that. I'm not going off of nipples. I can just tell you that right now.
Now,
Okay, same.
now what about this as a direction to take? Not necessarily best, but most famous.
That's fine. Like,
That's
you're-
fine.
best racks.
Iconic titties.
Yes.
Iconic
Yeah.
titties, yeah.
Best how you want to sell it, why it's the best is up to you. You got to make your case. All right.
Yeah.
So on that note, let's just do the order and let's get into it. Nadu, Lance has 1 through 5 behind his back. What number is it?
3.
No.
Kayce,
2.
No.
Ella.
4.
Yep.
All right. So do you want first pick, second pick, third pick, fourth pick, fifth pick?
And fifth, you get 2 in a row. It
Yeah.
wraps around.
Oh, third.
All right.
Oh god.
White Sox, Dave, 1 through 4.
2.
No.
1.
1. Correct.
Damn, dude. I guess I'm gonna take second. I'm a coward.
You're a
Coward.
fucking
I'm a
pussy,
coward,
Ed.
all
You're a
right?
pussy.
I'm a coward.
At least he admits it. What a coward.
All right.
What a coward.
Nadu 1 through 3.
Go 1.
No, not 1.
Kayce,
2.
2. Correct.
1, 4, or 5.
I'm going 5.
All right. She's got a deep board. 1 or 2, White Sox, Dave.
1.
No.
Nadu,
2.
Yep.
you want 1 or 4?
1.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
I have the worst spot in the draft. Fuck.
Why? Before we get going, though, Dave, I want you to talk to me about Factor, okay?
What do you want to know about Factor, Ed?
I want to know, like, if someone's ready to optimize their nutritional goals, like, what kind of meals do they have? Chef-made, gourmet? Like, what do they have?
So they are chef made. They are gourmet meals, Ed. They make eating easy. All you got to do is pop out one of those trays. You got a meal in 2 minutes ready. And they are dietitian improved, so you can feel right and feel great no matter what life decides to throw at you on that day.
Yeah, they got the fresh and fully prepared, perfect for any active, busy lifestyle. You can lose up to 8 pounds in 8 weeks with Factor Keto meals. Based on a randomized controlled clinical trial with Factor Keto, results may vary depending on diet and exercise. And I think we were talking, you just like the convenience, right?
Oh, yeah,
Pop
totally.
it out, heat it up, 2 minutes. That's just good stuff. And it tastes.
It tastes really good.
It's good.
Mm-hmm.
So eat smart with Factor. Get started at factormeals.com/factorpodcast and use code FACTORPODCAST to get 50% off your first box plus free shipping. That's code FACTORPODCAST at factormeals.com/factorpodcast to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. Go check out Factor. All right, so the order is Nadu, Eddie, Ella, White Sox, Dave, Kayce. The best rack draft underway. Nadu, you're on the clock real quick before you say anything. I kind of think you might take like the unbeaten path. Nadu's like a special.
I have that
taste
feeling
kinda guy.
too. And
Well-
I need him to.
You're on the clock though. So what do you got? Number 1 rack.
Yeah, I don't think this is particularly close. I do think that recently we've seen maybe someone that could come up and emerge and maybe take the spot someday. But the best pair of tits I've seen in Hollywood and in this world is Salma Hayek, number 1. I think the combination of just her, she does have the kind of an elegant look to her. I love Latinas. Querida. I've talked about that before. I'm a big fan of the Latina. Voluptuous, they're perfect. The skin color, the tone, just everything. Salma Hayek is a banger, top level, number 1.
I'm not going to argue against her. She would not have been my first pick, but like that's just to each their own thing. She obviously is in the running for 1 of all time. I also think her accent, like Sofia Vergara, I can't do the tongue curl thing, but it's
Vergara.
so sexy. Vergara.
Don't tip picks.
Oh, I meant Salma Hayek. Same thing though.
Don't tip picks.
Same thing. But to me, they're the same people. But I think absolutely, they're iconic as well. You can't can't talk about Selma Hayek without talking about her, the iconicness of her tits.
I think obviously you got to bring up the scene from Dusk Till Dawn with the snake. Has everybody seen that?
I have not.
No.
No, it's if you like Salma Hayek, like that's a.
I actually haven't seen that either.
Oh.
Which I'm an old person for saying that. I mean, like I feel that I should at my age. But she was on my board too, Nadu. She's also like one of those, like when you talk about age, like she ages like fine wine across the board. Like every time I see a photo of her that's recent, I'm like, that woman is that age? Like, are you crazy? She looks better than majority of like 25-year-olds.
She's
like,
in her
insane.
50s now, right?
58.
It's crazy. Like she has like beaten the mold. Like, I mean, a lot of Latinas have, but like Salma Hayek is definitely high up there. No question.
Old enough to be my grandmother. Like a young grandmother of mine, but nevertheless, that's crazy.
Insane.
She's a perfect woman.
She
I
is.
think a worthy 1-1.
Yeah, she's a first rounder for sure. I like this is where that's Nadu's flavor. Like that's what he likes.
I'm not tipping picks. I think people thought I was going to go another way in some of my past, but I have to go with Hayek. She's just perfect to me.
All right. Has she done a nude scene? Do you know Nadu? This is where I wish.
No,
I
not that I know of.
Yeah, I don't know that she ever.
This is where I should have had just Mr. Skin sitting on the couch and just like, letting us know.
Yeah.
That would have
See,
been perfect.
there's something about though, like the imagination to me. Like, and I know we talked about like whether we're gonna see like, you're gonna talk about nipples or not. Like to me, and again, as a straight woman, I can appreciate like I like the idea of being like, I don't know what they look like. Like I know what they look like in a swimsuit or a bra or like a nice dress, but like the imagination's there, fellas.
Yep.
Two things here too. I think porn stars should be out on this list.
I don't
think it
have
should
any.
be.
No.
I don't
Okay,
either.
good. Number two, this also has a sense of what I find attractive in a woman. Now, there's another person I could have picked. I don't find her as attractive as Selma Hayek. That's why I picked her over this other person.
That's
Fair.
fine.
I love it.
Yeah. All right. It's to me. I'm just gonna do it. I'm going Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah.
You're such a wiener.
I'm not a wiener, and it's for multiple reasons. Like she fucking is the poster child of it right now. Like she is like so proud of it. She talks about her grandma, how her grandma says she's got the best tits. Like she doesn't shy away from it, which you love to see, right? You like to see that. B, she shows them all the fucking time. So that's another
I don't
point.
think she ever hasn't shown them. Actually, she didn't in Handmaid's Tale, but she was also a 15-year-old in that, like playing a 15-year-old.
And see, even if she isn't showing them, they're always out. Like it's never like a thing she tries to run away from or hide from. So she's big for the tit industry. That's what I'll say.
Yeah. She has great boobs.
Yeah.
They're also large too. I mean, Hayek has like really good, nice, solid ones. They're large. Sydney Sweeney's are big. Big.
Also,
Big.
a side note, I also had to have you two here because if it was just the three of us, we would be that meme with those three kids at the on the couch talking shop about tits.
It's true. It's true. I will, and I can't speak for Ella, but I can speak for myself. The descriptions will not be as interesting when I describe them because I'm not a man. Like I'm not about to go like deep down into like whatever Jason Whitlock was being weird about Joy Taylor. Like that's not my style. Like I'm just going to tell you my thoughts, and then we'll keep it moving. The descriptions can be to the boys.
Well, listen. I you don't got to get too perverted, but we gotta break them down. You know, we gotta break them down. And I think I gave 3 reasons why she's not just a chalk pick, but she's a deserved chalk pick.
Yeah, she is.
She really is.
She's the poster child of it right now. There's no doubt.
She is. So yeah, Sydney Sweeney.
Which, I mean, I hate to like put her in this box, but would she be famous if it weren't for them?
She is a good actress.
I think
Euphoria.
she's perfect for her role in Euphoria.
She's unbelievable. That scene where she is fucking a lordy in the bathroom. Do you watch Euphoria?
I never watched it. I only saw clips.
It's so good.
And she's like crying in the bathtub. She is like, it's honestly really good.
She's a good actor for being that snotty little, yeah.
But I don't mean to be this guy, but like she is being portrayed as a high schooler in that. I don't know. It's kind of can't get there.
Yeah, I don't know.
She was a high schooler in White Lotus too.
Is she?
Yeah, I don't know. It's
I think she's really good in Euphoria. I do.
I agree with that. She's very good in it.
Can we agree she's not as hot as Salma Hayek?
Yes.
I think that she's
You think?
hotter.
You do? or
Oh,
don't?
she thinks she's
Because I'm younger, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
She's
Yeah,
not. She's not into the mature category yet, Jeff. I was not.
Yeah, I got it.
She's
But she hasn't even seen Euphoria. That's weak.
Well, I've seen like all of the clips.
Are you the only girl? How old are you? 23.
Yeah.
22. I turned 23 in a month.
Oh no. Are you the only girl your age who hasn't seen Euphoria?
Probably, yeah.
You honestly might be.
Yeah, I literally think I am. I don't know. I can't watch TV.
Oh, you just got the TikTok brain.
Like nothing, brain. I don't know. I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing.
You've missed out on so much good stuff by not watching TV.
Yeah,
know.
Gamora.
That's like 90% of my life.
All right, Ella. With that said, you're up.
Dave, you almost ruined it because my first pick is Sofia Vergara. I think that she is literally the hottest woman like ever. I'm with Nadu. I love Latinas.
Nice.
She's like, even in just like Modern Family where she's just a mom, like her tits are just like perfectly round. And I love dick, but like I would put my face in her tits. Like,
Nice.
Dave.
I'm obsessed with her.
Yeah. I mean, for all the same reasons, I
That's
unfairly.
not what I was looking for.
What?
You know what to say. She said she wanted to put her face in her tits. Would you do that too?
Yeah. Duh.
Smash those babies.
Oh yeah. Of course.
And I
Smash
love
her-
that she's like psycho too. It's like, oh my God. She's
I don't.
amazing.
I just know her for being her. I've never watched anything she's been in, but she's been like pretty omnipresent for the last 3 decades or whatever. But like for the same reasons as Salma Hayek, she's like a perfect woman.
Yeah.
She is my number one girl crush. Like
Same.
that is, yeah.
I think
She
she's
is.
just like a person.
Like if anybody
crush.
ever asks me like who my number one girl crush is, it's always Sofia Vergara for all the reasons you just mentioned, but also the same thing that we said about Salma Hayek is like she just doesn't age. Like she just like you see like the clips where they like show her in like 1995 all the way to 2025, and you're like,
Yeah.
there's never one part of me that's like like she's lost her luster. Like, no,
And
she's-
her tits have never sagged. Normally you're like, oh, someone in their prime when they're like up and perky. Like her tits are still great. And she's like, how old is she? Probably in her 50s.
Gotta
she's
be
too.
60.
Oh my God.
52.
52.
She's perfect.
She's
like
perfect.
she's amazing, and her character in Modern Family makes it even better because she's so funny.
Yeah.
That's
She seems like she's like got a great sense of humor and just like a awesome chick
Also,
all around.
she's a cancer survivor. Shout out to her.
Oh.
I came across her for the first time on Entourage, 2005. Remember, Eddie, when they went to Medellin to do
Yeah.
the Pablo Escobar movie?
Oh, I remember that.
She was like the jungle girl that Billy Walsh fell in love with. She was like a village. She was like an actress in the film, and Billy Walsh like fell in love with her, but she wanted to date Vince. That's when I first saw her for the first time. But yeah,
Nobody
she's
fucks on this set.
Yeah,
Yes.
and he goes crazy, and like they
Yeah.
have to like pause the movie, and then it comes to find out that she like low key hooked up with Johnny Drama. I remember.
I think yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She gave me a tug.
She's a great one. I mean, Hayek and her like 1-1 for me.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, it's a good pick. I also think we need a quote card of that Lance Ella saying, "I love dick, but I want to shove my face in her boobs." That was
Yeah, that's a great line.
that was a great line. Great line, Ella.
She has an innate ability I've noticed in 5 minutes to not say much, but when she says something, it hits.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I was like, all right.
She commands a presence.
Fine.
Yeah, she does. She does.
White Sox, Dave.
I'm also going with the chalk pick. The 2 chalks to me for this draft were Sweeney and Alexandra Daddario.
Yep.
The scene in True Detective is burnt in every one of our minds. I didn't know who she was prior to that, and then she took her shirt off riding Woody Harrelson, and I'm like, those are the best hits I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
It's just a objective like truth that her tits right there look better than tits have ever looked ever in any other circumstance.
This was number 2 on my board.
I think it had to be.
Yeah.
She was number 2 on my board. She was going to be my second pick after my first pick.
Oh, so your first pick's still there, huh?
Yeah, it is.
Nadu, you're on board with the Dario, right?
Yeah, I definitely am. I'm not as familiar with her as yous are. I do know who she is. He's kind of similar to another person I have. But yeah, I a great pair. Definitely. I don't know if I'd put it top 5, but it's a very good pair of tits.
Dude,
But she's
dude,
one of those
just
two.
whip up that GIF real quick. Just you don't even have to type in
Have you seen
Daddario.
you've
Just
seen the
type in
scene, Jeff, or no?
I just
I have seen
Googled
this
her
one, yeah.
boobs and everything is like on safe search.
Well,
you gotta hit it off.
So now
There's like a slow motion like GIF that they use and a meme that they use because it's like the way they like slowly come out of her t-shirt is
They,
like
oh, I can
out.
see Sydney Sweeney's nipples now.
Okay, good. Go to.
Can we get a pizza scale on him?
Do Alexandra Daddario True Detective nude scene.
I see it. Yeah, that's a good rack.
There you go.
I'm of the opinion that
I appreciate that they're real.
it's perfect. Yes,
they are absolutely real.
That absolutely adds to it for me as well.
But that's the thing too. There are some iconic fake ones
Sure.
too.
Hey, don't discriminate over
I'm
here,
not.
Dave.
I'm not discriminating, but like,
I have
Hey,
fake
if-
boobs
Better
on my
fucking
list.
not.
hey, if Barry Bonds did it steroid free, great. He's still a Hall of Famer in my eyes. Steroid that even though he took the
Fan
steroids.
of big naturals. You like naturals.
Was this your 1-1 or just Sydney?
That's what he likes.
Oh fuck! I would have just coin flipped it probably.
Okay, that's why I wanted to.
Yeah, I mean, I think those are the
I
easy
was
ones.
fine
to
getting-
use. Yeah.
Kayce, you're up.
Okay, so this is a friend of the program, and like she's not, A-list famous, but she's famous for all of us, and it's my girl Paige Sporanic. You got to put Paige up there. I've obviously seen them in person a ton. They're fantastic in person. They're fantastic online. They're fantastic on your phone. They're fantastic all the time. And Paige just has that ability to where no matter what she's wearing, no matter what she has on her body elsewhere, you're looking at her boobs. Like she just has a phenomenal rack. I actually asked her permission and she was like, defend me well. And I was like, do I have to? Like, just Google search Paige Sporanic, look at her Instagram. She's made an entire career off of like being so hot that she could sell that the sky was green at this point. So Paige, and like I said, my girl, I love her. They're equally as fantastic in person. Okay.
I'm going to defend this as well. This was on my list. She was on my list. As an individual who I'm not a big fan of white women, I've made that very clear over the years. She's one white woman that is fire.
Yes.
Fire. I don't even like golf, and I find myself watching golf clips. Just very hot. Very hot.
Yeah.
She
Probably not the only one, Jeff.
just to add on to that, Jeff, she just supersedes taste. She is just hot to everybody.
Kayce, also, I'm glad you took it because she's like kind of close to our orbit, so I don't think she was draftable for anything.
I wouldn't have taken
Oh no,
her.
I absolutely was like, because you guys all like, I don't know if you've all met her or not, but like as one of my good friends, I was like, I'm gonna do everybody the service. So I'm gonna
sure.
say it because I can. She's close enough to the orbit, but we all know she's up there.
Same, like me and Dave met her, so I would feel weird drafting her.
She when I met her, I was in a golf course and she's like, wait, you're the one who throws baseballs really hard, right? I'm like, you are correct.
Oh my god! Like you
Wow.
have
You
never
able to
seen.
look at her in her eyeballs,
I
or were
was
you looking
like,
at her fantastic boobs?
Hold on. You actually know that? And she's like, yeah, you're Dave, right? I'm like, yeah, I am Dave. It was, and then I spent the next like 3 hours trying to figure out who planted her to say that, and I never found anybody. So like, part of me thinks she actually knew that.
Dave's
She's not close to my orbit, and I will say this on record. She's actually one of the hottest white women I've ever seen.
Absolutely,
I
Like,
don't disagree.
Absolutely.
she's fantastic.
she's a
So I'll
complete
take her
total
1-1
rocket
easy.
Wasn't she? Was she a cover girl for SI?
Yeah.
Yeah.
was.
I mean, if you
that
make
day.
it there, that's like, hey, you're the hottest girl on earth right now.
You also left out the story. She said that to you, and then you ate a cicada for like $20 in front
It
of
was like $90, but yeah, it might have broke
her.
100.
So he like all the confidence in the world is like. Well,
He also like I respect it too so much, like even from just a content standpoint. Like Ella, I know you probably have no idea who we're talking about, but like she leans into it. Like she was
yeah,
a golfer. She was a professional golfer, and she's like, listen, like I'm super hot. So she does like slow-mo videos of like golf swings, which she's really good at, but like slow-mos her in like sports bras. Like she knows what's gonna sell. And like that to me earns your respect too, because it's like you know what's going to work. And she's that hot. She can still do that.
Kayce, you're absolutely right, and that's a fantastic point. And she does a lot of for the. I pumped up Sweeney for this. She does a lot for the tit industry too, because she has a lot of people that try to tear her down for doing that kind of shit, and she's just like, "Fuck you." Like this is what I have.
all right.
Like, I'm gonna do it. So respect for the tit. What she does for that. For the tit brand. Hey, let's pause another time because I want to talk about bird dogs. Dressing up during the winter is tricky for men. A hoodie makes you look like you're running late for college finals, and a blazer makes you look like you're going to a funeral. Bird Dog's classic quarter zips are perfect when you're looking for something in between. Whether you're golfing or going on a first date, Bird Dog's quarter zips is your new go-to. Now, about the pants. We all know wearing nice pants is the worst. Their stretch khakis actually look like you're dressing up, and you have a stretch and flexibility when you need it. I know you're a big fan of these, Daves, as am I. But
Big time.
get into the pants a little bit for me.
I mean, you feel like you're wearing sweatpants, but you look like you're wearing nice dress pants, like out in public. And I don't like if I'm looking for optimum comfort, sweatpants are the way to go, right?
Yep.
They're the way to go. But I don't want to look like a slob at the same time. So it's like, oh, how do I get a nice blend of both? That's Bird Dogs.
That's how you do it. And for a limited time only, our listeners are getting a free hat with any order when you use code DOGWALK at birddogs.com. You get their best-selling hat completely free when you use code DOGWALK at birddogs.com. Go check out Bird Dogs. They have excellent stuff.
The tip brand is good. And so I 3 of my picks, I was going to take Sofia Vergara next, and then I was going to take Alexander Daddario, like either if one of them were left, neither one of them were. This one, I feel like she's kind of fallen off a little bit, but people don't forget when they see her. It's Emily Ratajkowski.
Mm-hmm.
Like Emily Ratajkowski, like I've said before, like I find her, like she's obviously a very attractive woman, but it's her boobs that sell her for me. Like when you look at her in the Robin Thicke music video, and obviously she's walking around naked, like it has nothing to do with that. Like her boobs and that and Gone Girl, like anytime you see her on Instagram, it's just like, those are some iconic boobs. Also, the fact that she was Vincent Chase's love interest in the Entourage movie says that obviously she's hot enough in Hollywood to be Vincent Chase's love interest. Emily Ratajkowski, great set of boobs, in and out of t-shirts and bathing suits.
Yep. She also has that classic moment, like you said, in the Robin Thicke video.
Blurred lines.
That's
when she like burst onto the scene where everyone was like, who is this woman with these gorgeous boobs? And then obviously she like burst into Hollywood. I mean, Gone Girl is like her being Ben Affleck's like mistress, and that is only because her boobs are so big.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of hated that. I feel like she didn't earn her stripes to be in a Ben Affleck movie.
But that's why I'm taking her as my second pick, because her boobs were so iconic at the time and so big. And so they were like, we got to draft her as the mistress. Of course, this girl would be the mistress.
Now, she is kind of the opposite, though, of Paige and Sydney, to the point where she's like, why do men objectify me for like my body and everything? It's like,
yeah, but like, we're talking just about the racks here, Dave. We're not,
Yeah, no, I'm gonna take. I didn't take that into consideration, Dave.
No. Yeah,
I'm using it to my advantage. Okay, I'm using that point to my advantage.
She was my second pick.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
I think her.
Ella and I have very similar taste. It seems.
You guys are aligned. See, I knew.
Very similar.
That's what we needed. White Sox, Dave, you're up.
I am gonna go with ScarJo.
Yeah.
Good one.
Classic.
Just classic, nice. Yeah, like classic and classy, I think. It's a brief scene. It's in, I think, season 1 of Entourage. It might be the last episode, actually, where Vince is like, go set me up with ScarJo. And she's like walking in an elevator or something. And she's wearing this red dress. I'm like, that is the most beautiful woman on earth. And it's like a 5-second
really
scene.
Important to rock culture. We've referenced that like 3 or 4 times already.
Yeah.
They've had a lot of good racks in that show.
Ton of good racks in that show.
Which makes sense, because like you think about the time when that was coming out, like you couldn't make Entourage in this time, and like you couldn't, like the jokes and all that, like not even just Ari, just like in general, but like it, of course, like he's supposed to be like the Leonardo DiCaprio of that time. You're gonna have the nicest boobs in Hollywood around.
Would you guys agree that she was kind of the original Sydney Sweeney? Like I always knew her for
in
tits.
a way.
Like she was always like the best rack in like 10, 12 years ago.
Totally.
Yeah, I feel like yes, but also like, and this is nothing against like Sydney Sweeney, because like I do think that she's good in what she is. Like Scarlett Johansson has always been like, to me, like also just like if she wins an Academy Award, you're not surprised. If Sydney Sweeney won an Academy Award, I'd be like, what? Like, and that's again, like that's just two different types of acting.
I'd agree there.
ScarJo's just, I mean, that rack and the slick back hair, like she'll just put any dude in his place. Like that's the kind of chick she is, man. So that would have been my next pick. So good pick. Ella, you're up again.
I feel like this one I don't even need to explain. Kate Upton.
Yeah.
Yep. I was down to those two for this last pick.
She's just always had the best boobs, and whatever. Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out how to word this without getting in trouble, but I
Oh
think
God.
Isn't there a movie
they're
like
a
where
little
she's-
too big for me personally.
What?
I don't know if that's sacrilegious to say or not, but
It's a little sacrilegious.
Hey, your taste is your taste, you know?
not that
But you
beggars
have to
can be
admit
choosers
the-
at the same time. However,
you would not be mad if you
of course
Yeah.
not. Of course not. Of course not. I'm just saying.
What was it, the Dougie
Personally.
that she did that
Yes.
was in slow motion? The
Cat
Dougie?
Daddy.
Or the
like
Cat
that,
Daddy, Cat
Cat
Daddy.
Daddy, the
Yeah,
Cat
yeah,
Cat
yeah.
Daddy. Yeah, like that, and then the 4th of July cover where she had like the bomb pop.
Yep.
Like those are the two. Like those are great boobs.
Yeah. I mean, she's.
But Nadu, you're not a white woman guy. What do you think about Kate Upton?
No, I'm not generally one, but she is hot. She's also one of the kind of the originals, right? Like a decade ago, she was really popular. She's kind of her and Scarjo have kind of taken a back seat a little bit, but yeah, no, they're both up there for sure. Are they Sydney Sweeney or Paige Brannick? No, but yes, very quintessential great tits. I don't know what Dave's looking at. They're too big. Listen, Dave, tits can never be too big, bro.
Yeah, oh, they absolutely can. They absolutely can. They absolutely can be too big.
Bro. Yeah, not for me.
Yeah, I would not be mad if I had her boobs.
No.
I wouldn't be giving
No,
her
I
a
don't-
reduction, none of that.
No, I'm not. I'm grading her against the rest of these women we're drafting. So if I'm gonna nitpick, that would be the nitpick that I personally would make. I know that's not for everybody. People like Nadu, people like Ed, like Kayce and I, maybe. I don't know.
Listen. Like I've said a million times, to each their own. I mean, like,
Yeah, totally.
I don't think they're too big. I wouldn't complain if I was a man, and I wouldn't complain if I had her boobs. So, but hey, Dave, to each their own.
Well, I'm up, and I'm going to inflate the "Are they too big?" conversation because I'm going to take Christine Hendricks.
Oh,
That's them's are huge.
Wait, who even is that?
Christine
Who's on
Hendricks.
Mad
Sorry.
Men?
Oh, Chris.
So I've never seen Mad Men. All I know about Mad Men is John Hamm in like a whatever age suit.
Oh my
And-
God, those are
Christina
huge.
Hendricks.
Yeah, they are.
they're like some of the biggest boobs I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those are real.
I believe so.
How
I
does
think
that
they
happen?
are, yeah.
I believe
They look
so.
very real
Yeah.
to me.
Oh my God.
Yeah, like that. And I
That's
know
a real. See, that is
That
this
might
a
be
real
too
picture?
big
No,
Is
that's
that-
fake.
that- okay.
Come on.
I mean,
Dave just fucking showed me.
I know
like,
which one he's looking
that-
at. I've seen it.
Dave showed me like quadruple E's.
Ed,
Too big?
too big for me. Too big for me.
Come on, Dave. You got
I
small.
like, just let them flow out. I'm good with that.
Oh, for sure.
And I could also say that knowing that if Barstool Chief was on this draft, I think she would have been one of his first rounders because he loves that show.
I've never watched it either, but I am gonna say my least favorite pick of the draft so far,
Yeah, but
and I'm just
They're
gonna leave it at
iconic,
that.
though.
They are iconic.
Iconic,
Oh,
though. That's what I'm saying. Like,
But
Honestly,
I will say though, they're not iconic enough to where like everyone would. And I know
I had to Google them. I had to
but
Google
like
them.
they're not. They are iconic if you know who she is, but like most people might not if they don't watch Mad Men.
for
Yeah,
sure.
it's a very chic pick, Ed.
But
That would be like a 4th or 5th pick to me.
See, I disagree. I think she's definitely known as one of the biggest racks in
Yeah.
Hollywood, for sure.
Definitely big. I had it on a list. Would it be a first or second? Not to me, but I get what you're saying.
Wait, hold
love
on, Nadu. Why wouldn't they be first or second?
Well, I just think the overall, they're not as pronounced as I think some of the others on this list. I think there's much better hits to me that should be added over her. Like, I think you could go back 40, 50 years and there's be some great picks. I mean, they're just ones that I would list over her, and she's not as popular. Like, Mad Men's a great show. Some people think it's one of the best ever, but a lot of people haven't seen it too.
Yeah,
I wouldn't know who she was if I didn't watch Mad Men.
I've never seen it. That's literally, like I said, all I know about the show is John Hamm and then her tits.
John Hamm's got a big hog, doesn't he?
Yeah. Nadu, you're back up.
Yeah, so this one's pretty easy. And this really goes into I just think she's overall very hot. Taylor Rooks. I mean, I could have went with one of her friends, an alleged hoe. I'm not going to pick her. Taylor
Who
Rooks'
he's talking about?
classiness, her elegance, the way she dresses, they just look great. They always sit in like those dresses she's wearing. And I think she could be. I agree with Dave Portnoy. When he said she was one of the hottest women he's ever seen, I agree. I think she is a perfect woman. There are very few women I've ever seen hotter than Taylor Rooks.
She is so beautiful.
She is.
Like, she's like breathtakingly beautiful. She could wear like literally like a burlap sack and walk into a room and she could take your breath
Well,
away.
Kayce, that's what I love about her. She's always very elegant. You know, she puts them out there, but she's always got a beautiful dress on. And she doesn't. One thing that's sexy about her is she knows she's sexy. Some women just have to make it. You know, she's got to make it a point. She doesn't do that. She's just sexy. She's got a great pair of tits. Give me a Taylor Rooks.
I think Kayce, like, I think there's a difference between being beautiful and like smoking hot, and she's just like stunningly beautiful.
She's also like, I mean, here comes like the sports media personality mean, right? She's also really good at what she does. Like, I know that this is a draft about boobs, but like, she is a perfect woman to me. I agree with you, Nadu. Like, she is, she covers all bases.
Yeah, I think it's a good pick. It's kind of close to the orbit, so I don't really want to say much, but you're up again to do.
Okay. I'm going to go back in the day a little bit. I think as far as iconic tits, and this is again, not her at 82 when she died, Raquel Welch.
Yeah, definitely.
Raquel Welch, I mean, we all remember in Shawshank Redemption on the poster on the wall. Raquel Welch was insanely hot. And she was insanely hot in a time where it wasn't like it is today where you can just be out there doing what you did. That photo, you know, where she has the, you know, like I said, the Shawshank one, it's terrific. Some of her old pinup, I mean, just terrific. I mean, great tit. They sit perfect. She was very attractive as she got older as well. We know I'm a big fan of the older women. Raquel Welch is an icon. Great tit.
I had to look her up.
Nadu, you said that perfectly too, because she is one of those that was so hot in like a day and age where like you had to be so hot that like everyone thought that. Cause like now on social media, like everybody can be hot to somebody and you can put it out there for millions of people to see. Like she was back in the day where it was like literally the entire world had to think you were hot for her to be on posters on people's walls.
And I will say this, I don't want to get weird, but she's one of probably the only women in her 70s that I would want to bang. Like, she was hot.
He was thinking of the correct verb to use, and he just went straight to bang.
I thought it was going to be worse, to be honest.
When did Shawshank take place? The 30s or 40s or something? Like,
I think it was like 40s or 50s.
Yeah, because Brooks got out in the 50s, so call it 40s. Like, you got to be in that time just so otherworldly hot to be known as the hot person. It's like her and Marilyn Monroe, basically.
Yeah,
from that time.
Sophia Loren, maybe.
A handful of others.
Yeah,
right. But to be known as being hot when a time where social media and like even just it was just newspapers, you know, like that's impressive. So yeah,
but
you got to
say there's a picture of her at like an award show in like the 2000s, like the mid 2000s. I mean, she was very hot late into her life, and her tits looked great. I mean, she was very hot.
All right, it's to me. It's kind of the same vein, Jeff. Like, I can't let this classic get past me, and they're fake, but they're iconic, and it's Pamela Anderson.
Yeah, that's a good one.
In the Baywatch bikini, like, you could say she's on the Mount Rushmore any way you slice it for what she's done for the game of boobs. Right?
Absolutely.
You could make the argument. I don't think it's a definitive she's on the Mount Rushmore.
I mean, Dave, Pam Anderson.
I was her for Halloween. She's
and
she's 22 years
22.
old.
No, yeah. No, Pam Anderson.
Baywatch alone, again, back in the day when you had to work for that type of stuff, like seeing her run in slow motion in a bathing suit, like it's not like it is these days where you can see whatever you want for free. Those are iconic.
10-year-old kid who grew up in the 90s in like 95, like watching her run on the beach in slow motion with that little boogie board under her arm was like the current version of watching an Instagram model reel of her like doing the cat daddy. Like that was our Instagram reel in the 90s, was watching her on slow-mo on Baywatch on like daytime
I think you
TV.
can make a case. She should have been maybe a little higher. She was an iconic pair.
Yeah.
And God rest my father's soul. My dad would love this pick. My dad had a Pam Anderson pool raft. My mother bought him. I mean, my dad loved Pam Anderson. Shout out to him. Great pick. Great pick.
That's what I'm saying, Jeff. Like, if you do this draft in the 90s, there's a strong chance she's
yeah.
1-1.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Of the
Strong
90s.
chance she's 1-1.
For sure.
You could even make the argument that now she could be a lot of people's 1-1. Like, I wouldn't even like remotely think that would be crazy for her to be 1-1.
I think so too, Kayce. I do. Ella, you're back up.
All right, I'm going to go with this Brazilian bombshell. No one can argue that sparkly Victoria's Secret titties are not amazing. Adriana Lima.
She
Good
was
pick. Good pick.
She was my favorite
She literally is like so hot.
VS model
Yeah,
of the time.
my favorite.
Insanely hot. I don't know if they're still married, but her husband, I remember being like actually angry that she was married to him because he's so ugly. The basketball player. What the hell's his name?
Marco Saric? No, it's Marco.
It's someone.
Chris Humphreys?
No,
Marco
that was-
something.
She dated Julian Edelman for a while, right?
Did she?
Ooh.
I'm pretty sure she and Julian were together for a while.
I think
I could be wrong.
Basketball player.
Was it
No,
Marco
Marco Yarich.
Marco
Yarich.
Yarich. Marco Yarich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And I'm talking about like before the babies because I know that like sometimes
That was her.
whatever.
Yeah, you're
but,
taking
like,
prime Adriana Lima.
Yeah.
I'm. What is she's probably only like 35 now.
She's
Yeah,
43.
she's around my age.
Is she that old? God damn.
Well,
43.
asshole.
No.
Dude, wait, she's in her 40s?
She's 43, yeah.
Oh, she's much older than me.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. When you said she's that old, I was like, Dave, I just said she's my age, but she's not anywhere near me. Okay. 8 years older than me. We're good.
This is a good pick. I couldn't tell if
She
it's
literally
like,
models her boobs. You can't say
I know,
that.
but her face is also extremely beautiful. Like
her whole body.
that's what I'm saying. Like, are we like is the correlation there? It's my only con. Is obviously I think the face adds to because she's so beautiful.
She is.
Not saying the rest of these women aren't.
And
but
the accent, too.
I know.
Yeah. The
No,
mystique.
I think it's a great pick, Ella.
Thanks.
Third round, it's good. Dave.
I'm going for this one for great rack, but it's also an iconic rack, one of the most iconic rack scenes ever, at least for men growing up or boys growing up in the 90s. I'm going to go with Phoebe Cates.
Yeah, I mean, Fast Times, the pool scene.
The pool scene's just an iconic tit scene. One of the absolute most famous tit scenes ever.
You could argue it's the best tit scene of all time.
And great rack. Fantastic rack.
Yeah.
I'm talking more fame of the nude scene itself, though.
Are you guys anyone? I assume people aren't familiar with Ella. No way.
Ella's probably, yeah. So it's a.
Nadu,
movie
do
You,
you
from-
know?
you guys are talking about all these movie scenes, and I'm like, what?
Yeah. I
This is also like it predates you by a lot, so I understand why you haven't seen it.
Do you know Jeff?
I do, yeah, absolutely.
Casey?
I don't.
No.
You've never seen Fast Times, Casey?
I haven't.
You should watch
Now
it.
I'm like
Casey,
looking it
just-
up right now.
It's a
I
shit.
mean, I know
night.
Fast Times. Like, I know what it
Yeah,
is,
you
but I've
It's
never
a
seen it.
shit night in the middle of winter. Put it on tonight.
It's a classic.
It's a
you would love
classic,
it.
Casey.
You would love it.
Okay. Now I feel like I have to.
Yeah, just watch it tonight. Shitty night. Watch it. It's an hour and a half long. It's an all-time classic movie. And Phoebe Cates has a nude scene in it that's like it'll be burned in your memory for as long as you live now. But
Okay.
I
Fair enough.
I drafted it more so. I think there was another one I could have taken. I might take it later, but just in terms of nude scenes, like it was this one and one other one that like morphed most boys that grew up during the 90s.
I thought you were going to say a different answer with morphing guys with boobs. It's on my list. I thought you were going to say a different one.
I think I know what you're going to, like hinting at. But yeah, Phoebe Cates.
Well, you're up, Casey. What do you got?
Okay, so we're talking about iconic ones, and we've also mentioned Entourage. And Nadu, I'm going to ask you this before I give the pick. Who is it that Ari Gold says, unless this person calls for emergency titty fuck, don't answer?
Can I answer, Ed?
Yeah.
Is that tipping? Carmen Electra.
Carmen Electra. Carmen Electra has to be up there, okay? Like, obviously, like
Ari wanted
Playboy.
an emergency titty fuck.
Yeah, like that. Like, again, I'm using Entourage as a basis, as we all
That's a
are.
great one. Yeah.
But Carmen Electra, and like, you look at her in her prime and like that time around like the Pamela Anderson stuff, like Carmen Electra was always like that bad girl, just sexy, just like oozed sex appeal. Obviously an iconic set of boobs as well. But like, and even just her name plays into it. Like when you think about Carmen Electra, you just think like that is the sexiest woman of all time in her prime. So, and Ari Gold didn't want his phone answered unless she was calling for an emergency titty fuck. I'm just saying.
Another woman who's aged like fine wine, man.
Yeah.
Very, very hot still.
Dave doesn't sound like he likes it.
You don't like Carmen Electra?
No, I do. Of course I do. Of course I do. 90s babies, whatever is the theme for me right now, kind of in a way. So obviously she fits in that. I just like she wouldn't have been on my list. She has too much of a porn star look for me.
That's fair, but but again,
she has good nipples too. They're like cute and small.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's been a minute since I've even thought about her. Not for me. I understand why I was drafted though. Why they were drafted.
Okay.
I don't even know what her boobs look like.
Very nice. Take a look.
I look up Carmen Electra boobs.
My search history sent me a fucking.
Yeah, all of mine is all these people's
I've been-
boobs. I look like a 15-year-old
I've been
boy.
on Safe Search.
Yeah, everything
entire
is like
time.
blurred. I'm like, what the fuck? Just show
I'm
me the
gonna hand in
titties.
this laptop at the end of the year. They're like, what
He
the
had some
fuck?
wild relationships over the years too. Like Dennis Rodman.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
Dave Navarro.
Whenever the
I was
what
going to
was
say
the,
Tommy Lee. It's Dave Navarro though. Yeah.
Yeah.
what was the show that came out in COVID, the Jordan documentary that like
The
everyone
Last Dance.
Yes, The Last Dance, and they talk about how like Dennis Rodman would just like miss games and stuff because he was with Carmen Electra in hotel rooms, and you're like, can you blame this guy? Can
Yeah,
you blame him?
she was in it.
they're like, oh, just let him beat Dennis. He'll be back and he'll get his rebounds and we'll be fine.
Yeah, you're good. He's good. He's just with
Yeah.
Carmen Electra right now.
Yeah,
Leave him
let
alone.
Let him go blow off some steam with Carmen and let him do his thing.
It's also an awesome name, Carmen
Amazing.
Right.
Electra.
That's what I'm saying. It's
what?
like
See, that's a porn star name to me, and that makes it
like
less
I
sexy.
said, it
That-
just adds sex appeal to her. But she
Not
is
to spoil
iconic.
it. It's not a real name.
Right.
I know it's not.
Right.
That I don't like that though. Like,
Damn,
Yeah.
it ain't even close. Her name is Tara Lee Patrick.
yeah, the most generic white name.
Ain't even
It
close.
is a great name. It is a very porn star name. You're very, very, very on with that.
But that's what she was kind of going for. Like, you don't date Dennis Rodman without wanting that like persona.
Also,
attached to you.
was she in any good movie? Like any?
Probably not.
She
I
was,
don't think she was. She was in like all the bad movies.
she was in
of that time.
Scary Movie. She was in the opening credits scene.
I couldn't name a good movie that she's in. I couldn't even name a movie that she's in other than Scary Movie.
Let's pause one more time to talk about ChevyDriveChicago.com. Chicagoland, it's cold out, and it's important to make sure your car is running right. ChevyDriveChicago.com has you covered. Whether you need a local dealer to check your engine or your tires in this cold weather, or you're just ready to shop for a new SUV or EV from the Chevy lineup, your local Chevy dealer has everything you need. Don't get left on the side of the road, right, Dave?
Mm-hmm.
We can't have that.
No, can't have it, Ed.
You can't just be sitting there like waving someone down, calling, whatever you got to do. Just don't do it. Just go to Chevy. Nice, honest people in and out. They'll take care of you and get you going in the right direction. And that lineup, Dave, like they said, the SUV or the EVs, you can't go wrong
Trucks.
with a Chevy. The trucks, the Silverado. Can't say enough about the Silverado. When I see one out, I'm like, man,
It's such a sharp looking truck.
it is. It is. It's great. It really is great. So, and I like the thing I like about the pickup trucks now is they're basically just nice SUVs. Like they've shortened the beds in a lot of
Right.
them, and it's just like an awesome SUV. So, go check that out. Go to ChevyDriveChicago.com to find your local dealer today.
Okay.
Fourth round, Kayce, you're up.
So this is where I'm torn because I know I only have 2 picks left and my board is still wide open here. Like, do I go iconic because I think it's the most iconic set of boobs ever and they've say that way? Or do I go more of like my style? For the sake of wanting to win the draft, I have to take our girl Dolly Parton. I have to do it. Like, listen, like age or not, like when you talk about big boobs and like not just like stage power with her boobs, like you just know Dolly's going to come out. They're going to get bigger and bigger. She's teeny tiny. Like of all time, if you ask men who has like the most iconic boobs, Dolly Parton's going to come up in that conversation. So I'm going to take her. And like, she's another one. She's like, fuck it. I know how big my boobs are. I'm going to keep making them bigger and you're going to keep talking about them. So I have to take the icon that is Dolly Parton.
She's been doing it. She's been in the boob game for legitimately 50 fucking years. If you would have taken
it's
her,
insane.
If you would have taken her first overall, you wouldn't have heard a peep of an argument out of me. And I pussied out not taking her with my first pick because she has been around for so long and she's probably close to 80 now. But her boobs are the most famous boobs in history. There was literally an Apple emoji that was Dolly Parton. It was just Dolly Parton like with boobs, an emoji. Like her boobs are beyond famous.
To this day, she'll put on like a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader's outfit and be like, yeah, like that's Dolly Parton and her massive
How old is she?
boobs.
That's good.
She's got to be in her 80s.
I guessed 80, yeah. 79.
Yeah, and like when she comes, obviously she's Miley Cyrus's godmother or whatever their like super close relationship is, and every time she performs with Miley, she comes out and you're just like, damn, Dolly has still got it. She's still got it, and like she's obviously an incredible entertainer, and like in country music, she dresses up, she does the whole thing. But if you don't mention Dolly Parton's boobs in a boob draft, we're failing.
You're right. You're very right, and I think that's good value in the fourth round.
9 to 5 is one of my all-time favorite songs too.
It was not on your list, Jeff?
No, it was. Absolutely.
It was. Shout out to the Afro Man, the Colt 45 lyric. You know,
I mean,
Colt
she's
45, 2 zigzags, baby, that's all we need.
she's iconic, like across the board.
Probably the most famous tits in the history of tits.
I can't believe she fell all the way to the fourth round.
I pussied out at taking her multiple times.
Well, I stole her then.
Dave, you're up again.
I am gonna go with. Okay, I could go the model route or the actress route. Which way do I want to go? I'm gonna go. I like it for the classiness. Models, they're there to shove tits in your face. This girl's not. Exudes classiness to me. I'm going to Jennifer Love Hewitt. I loved.
I knew you were gonna take that.
It's a good one.
Loved her in the 90s. I don't know what she's doing these days. Hopefully she's well, but just
So they're actually rebooting I Know What You Did Last Summer.
no shit.
Yes, it comes out this year, and I think she's in it.
That'd be awesome. I'll see it. You want to go see it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely gonna see it. You probably won't, but do you know
Very
this?
underrated?
Yeah, I know who that is. She was on
It's
my
a great
list.
call.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm surprised you knew who she was.
yeah.
You said good call, Jeff. Sorry, I missed that.
Yeah, I think it's a very underrated one. I mean, you kind of forget about her, as Dave alluded to. She hasn't been around in a while. Some of these, I mean, Pamela Anderson hasn't been around much either, but, all iconic. She's one of those chicks I kind of thought about. I'm like, wait, isn't she like sticked in? I don't remember having a great pair. And then I looked it up and I'm like, yeah, well, good call. Good call, Dave.
Mm-hmm. Our generation, Kayce, I mean, like that's, what was, they called her Jennifer Love Huge Tits and Not Another Teen Movie, I think
I don't remember that.
Yeah, she and again, like also just I mean, all of these women, there's not been one that I'm like, oh, they're not beautiful, but like she again, like she's part of that where it's just like she's just a very nice, attractive woman with a great pair of boobs.
Mm-hmm. Ella, you're up again.
I'm gonna go with a more recent one. Sydney Thomas.
Oh,
Sure.
Yeah, she literally went viral because like her
That's a
great
good one.
boobs. Yeah.
Okay.
see, this is the area where I'm like, I tried to think of more like influencers and shit like that, and I just nothing really came to mind. But that's like,
I
obviously applies.
intentionally left Instagram models off this list.
Why?
They're not.
I had
famous.
to because I know you guys would pick all these old people.
Fair.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Did you see the picture of Sydney Thomas sitting on Glennie Balls' lap yesterday?
I did.
Yeah.
Wow, really? I didn't
Yeah,
Lenny
like
Balls
they're-
lives quite the life.
Yeah,
He lives
they're
a pretty
clearly
good
like
life.
shooting a commercial or something. I think Caleb posted it, but I was like, damn, Glenn's in heaven right now.
I know. I was literally close to texting him, but like, hey, my friend, I need some notes. Give me some names. Who do I?
I think I
take?
might text Glenn like
And-
right now and
and
be
the
like, listen, the
best
people
gra-
need to know.
the best rack draft. But then I saw he was doing that, so I was like, I'll leave him alone.
For the
Yeah.
sole purpose of nitpicking for the draft's sake.
What? Because she's also has a good face and she's overall hot.
No. The staying power's just not there.
Yeah, we
Been
don't
around
know.
the block for like a month.
Yeah.
We don't know how
2
long
months,
she
whatever
lasts.
it is. How long? Yeah. Like Dolly Parton, 50-year tit career. Sydney
And
Thomas,
also, like,
2 month
as far as
career.
like Instagram models, like you could make the argument that Paige is an Instagram model, but she has the staying power because she's done so much
yeah,
for so
she's
long.
like in
and like,
commercials and
yeah,
I'm sure she'll
but
be in
I
movies
do think
eventually,
from a
yeah.
relevancy standpoint, that's a good pick by Ella because that is like all people are talking about right now.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Yeah, that'll get to the
working
top.
9 to 5.
All right, back to me. Not the biggest, but I still also respect her putting them out there, especially when she was like at her peak. Halle Berry.
Oh, totally.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Damn it, Eddie.
That scene in
Swordfish?
Monsters
Ball?
Monsters Ball. I was going to say Monsters Inc. Obviously not that. Monsters Ball with her and Billy Bob. I swear to God, that's a porn. That's porn. That's
Do you
pornography.
remember that brown sheer dress that she wore to like an award show or whatever? Do you remember what I'm
Vaguely.
talking about?
Vaguely.
Yep.
I'm going to send it to you right now. I'm going to, and like show Ella, because obviously I can't show it on the screen because we'll get demonetized. Like this is just, here, I'm sending it to Eddie in White Sox Day.
Do you know who this is, Ella?
No.
Oh man, you're youth.
Wow.
Kayce,
How old are you?
please God.
22.
I already
God.
gave you one homework assignment for tonight, but it's going to change if your answer is incorrect here. Have you seen the program, Kayce?
No.
Kayce. It's
Okay.
literally a movie about college football and like all the bad things about it. It's got Halle Berry's in it.
I don't think I've ever even heard of it, which makes me that this sounds bad that I've never heard of it.
Kayce, it is so fucking up your alley in every single way. You have to watch it tonight. You literally have to watch it tonight. In prime, like mid-90s trash movie, but it is awesome. It is such a good movie. And Halle Berry's in it, and she's like
Okay.
she's a tutor for the football program, and they all are hitting on her and everything. And I swear to God, she's like the most beautiful woman alive in the movie.
She wore this to an award show?
Or somewhere, because I remember that, like at a party or something.
That's
Did you
wild.
show Ella?
Here.
Oh, I love that it's like mesh see-through. Yeah. And good
I
nipples.
can't remember where she wore it to, but like I just remember that dress, and I looked it up today. Nadu, do you know what I'm talking about?
Absolutely. Very iconic.
Like just fantastic boobs.
And I also
That was my last pick, Eddie. Good call.
thank you. I
Also,
also
one of the hottest women of all time.
Of all
Yes.
time.
Oh,
Of
yeah.
all time.
Google swordfish Halle Berry nude scene.
Yep. That's
Oh,
a great one.
Okay.
I
Google that
think
one.
I think the Monsters Ball one's better, but it's legitimately pornography. Her and Billy Bob are like fucking in it.
I love Billy Bob Thornton too.
Swordfish what?
Swordfish Halle Berry nude scene.
She's got to be like in her 50s now, right?
Let's look
Yeah.
I
it
would
up.
think so.
Let's look it up. She is 58.
Wow.
Well,
That's
didn't
insane.
she just like sat next to?
Oh my God.
What do you think?
Yeah, I would want those boobs.
I think did she just sit next to Big Cat at UFC or something?
She did.
Yeah.
She did.
And Dan like didn't know what to do with himself. He was like, "What? Halle Berry."
Yeah.
Like Ella, to give you an idea, like Halle Berry, like in her prime, and she still is very hot. Like every like hip hop, R&B, rap song, like pops, like everybody referenced Halle Berry. Like it was like she was the pinnacle of hot.
Oh my gosh.
Nadu, you're up.
I'm like utterly in shock. This woman is still around. She's known for something else, but I got to tell you, I think her tits are just as great. Kim Kardashian.
Oh,
I mean,
Yeah.
the fact that I'm getting her in the 4th round is pretty wild. And look, again, we all know major hoe, but still a billionaire and very hot. It doesn't matter how you look at it. Great ass, yes, but her tits, very underrated, very hot.
I don't
She's
like
my
this
goat.
pick.
She's always been my goat.
I don't like this pick solely because she's known for her other asset.
Her ass.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but J Lo is. Well, sorry, I don't want to. There's another person that is known for her ass, but look, I think Kim is the goat. She's my goat. I got to put her on my list at some point.
Nah.
No, I get
had
it.
I don't think it's a bad pick.
almost all the Kardashians to fall back on. Like Kylie Jenner, great boobs. Even Kendall Jenner, hers are smaller, but like they're a good shape.
Yeah, I don't think that allow
I think
themselves
Kendall's
to
by
have
far the
fat
hottest.
anything.
Of
What?
the-
Kendall Jenner? Hottest?
I was going to say Kardashians, obviously
Yeah.
Jenner, but that clan, yeah, I think Kendall's by far the hottest.
It's just like they're always like showing their bodies so much that you wouldn't think to draft them because like you're almost so used to it.
Mm-hmm.
But like they do have great boobs, even if they are.
I will
fake.
always say Kim is the hottest in the family by a wide fucking margin. in
Yeah,
my
but
opinion.
it's kind of like one of those places that you're known for your chicken sandwiches, but you also have a good fish sandwich. You know what I mean? Like you're
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
like you're it's tough to get past that.
She's one of the very few that would make both lists. If we did a great ass, she would be there. Great tits. Look, is she number 1 or 2 for me? No, but she's got to be on my list.
That's fair.
That's how I look at it.
All right, Jeff, 5th round. Last round.
All right. So I was gonna have fun with this one, but I'm trying to win. And again, right now, over the last 5 years, this is what this person's known for. Not in the news for some good things recently. Joy Taylor. I mean, she's got to be there. I mean, her tits are great, and she's
Who
another
is that?
one.
She's on.
Nadu just doesn't want us to have a graphic this week. That's what this is.
But, I mean, Kayce, come on. Am I lying here? I mean, her tits are great.
No, Joy is one of my friends as well. She's gorgeous. Like she's got a great body. She's gorgeous. I think she's great at her job. That's all I can say. Whenever she's on TV, I have to watch, and she knows it. They're great. They're huge.
Oh, I thought you said she knows that you have to watch. I was like,
no,
wait,
she
what?
knows that they're great. And she makes it a point to put them out there, which I like. I like her subtle mind to always do that. She's got to be in there. Another person I thought would be a little higher on this list. Over the last 2-3 years, there's very few people more known for their tits than her. I mean,
all right. Any other comments? Well, Kayce?
Nope.
No. I'll leave it at that.
Whose turn is it? You're speechless, Eddie. You're speechless.
I know. It's my turn.
Wait, I have a question. Are we going to get an honorable mention?
Yeah, we will get honorable mentions at the end.
Okay, good, because I'm having a hard time with my last pick now that you took
Same.
Halle Berry.
We will have an honorable mention. I'm kind of tempted to take an animated character just to fuck around because there are some big.
Oh,
There absolutely are.
There are some big
There
ones.
absolutely are.
There are some big ones. I got to do this for my childhood and take Shannon Elizabeth.
That was my next pick,
Yeah,
Ed.
I got to take Shannon Elizabeth. I take it you've never seen American Pie.
I
I've
just
seen-
started Orange is the New Black last night, and Jason Biggs is in it, and that was what prompted me to immediately think of Shannon Elizabeth for this draft. I thought I'd be able to slide her down to my next pick.
Another one, like I know we're not drafting nude scenes, but if you have an iconic nude scene and you have good boobs, like you qualify for this draft in my mind.
Oh, totally. This is one of the other formative scenes of like our childhoods. Totally.
Mm-hmm. Kayce?
My last pick, huh?
Well, no, you're not up yet, but
Oh.
any thoughts from you or Jeff on Shannon Elizabeth?
I mean, yeah, American Pie is one of those movies that like every guy that's around my age, a little bit older, a little bit younger, like that's a scene. I haven't seen American Pie in so long that it makes me want to go watch the movie as a whole. Like not just because of her, just like in general. Like it's been way too long since I've seen it.
Yeah.
A great pick.
Yeah, kind of underrated. I mean, kind of on the Jennifer Love Hewitt bandwagon there. I mean, people we haven't heard from in a while, but very iconic. Definitely stand.
Is she even acting anymore?
I don't believe I haven't heard her name in a long time.
She was on Celebrity Big Brother like a couple years ago. That's
She's
the last time I saw her.
51. God damn it.
She was kind of like a Carmen Electra, where she was big in like the 2000s, and kind of by like 2012, 2015, she kind of shut off. But yeah, very good.
She's underrated where I wouldn't have even like when I was writing all my lists down, like I wouldn't have even thought of her. Like, and when you say it, I'm like, oh yeah, no shit.
She's actually I want to say she's a big poker player.
That's what
think.
that's what
she
she
is.
does now. She's a professional poker player.
Yeah,
she's the
pretty
all-time
big.
leading celebrity chip earner at the World Series of Poker. I'm on Wikisite. She's just a professional poker player now.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of
done
awesome.
pretty good over there. That's where I've
that
seen
makes her
her,
even
yeah.
sexier, I think.
Yep.
Ella, your last pick.
I don't know. I'm kind of nervous about this one because I think it'll cause me to lose the draft because this is my second influencer. I don't even think you guys will know who she is besides Kayce. But this girl, Xandra Pohl, I don't know how to say her name.
Yeah,
But she's been like in Sports Illustrated a couple
She's
times.
so hot.
Yeah. She has like
hot.
really good boobs. She's like lost some weight, so I think they got a little bit smaller, but like her and Alex Earl went viral at U Miami for doing like this like sound on TikTok that was like coconuts, like basically talking about your boobs. Huge boobs.
What's the
Xandra with an X?
Yeah.
I gotta
Okay.
tell you,
what? How
I
do you?
didn't know who she was until now, but I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
She's
What's the
super-
other girl she mentioned?
She's super hot.
Yeah. I had Alex on my list too, but I don't know.
I've never heard of this girl. This girl's just fucking.
I know. See, like, I'm thinking of all these, like, influencers and people, but you guys know all these old movies of people with, like, these
No, but that
huge-
plays
She's
though.
definitely at a rough spot. I agree with what she's saying. She doesn't even know half
You
the
could have
people.
taken-
Like,
Yeah.
do you know who Raquel Welch is?
No.
Yeah, like
I mean,
she.
that's not weird though.
Well, yeah,
They-
but like she doesn't know who like anybody is. Like she didn't know who Halle Berry was. That's rough, you know.
Halle Berry hasn't been in the news for like
That's rough.
15, 20
That's
years.
rough.
Really.
Yeah, we're old, Jeff.
We are. You're
How
right.
old are you, Jeff?
At least she knew who
Like
Pam
35.
Anderson was.
35?
At least
Yeah,
she
Jeff
knew.
and I are
Yeah.
the same age. Like
I know her
we're-
because of her boobs.
Yeah, at least he knew that. White Sox, Dave.
I'm struggling to go with just like great aesthetics, fame, iconicness. I'll go with Kate Winslet.
That was exactly. That's
Yeah.
what I thought you were gonna say earlier. Like the scene in Titanic.
I
is-
said 2. It was 3 with Shannon Elizabeth. It was Kate Winslet, Titanic. First pair of tits I think I've ever seen. Actually, I was 10 in the theaters with my mother. It was awkward. Then the Fast Times, Phoebe Cates scene, and then Shannon Elizabeth in American Pie. I think those 3 are the 3 most iconic nude scenes of the 90s. Obviously, this one was class. Paint me like one of your French girls. Nice and
Fast
it wasn't
Times
about the
come out in
nudity.
the
It was
90s.
about the art, Kayce.
Yeah,
But just
Ella, have you seen Titanic?
Yeah, but like,
Okay.
see, I don't know her name.
Kate Winslet.
Yeah,
But like
She's
you've
still
seen
very
the movie.
famous. She's
Yeah.
like all over.
Okay.
She's
yeah, but she's not that famous if you don't watch movies, which I feel like a lot.
sure.
I also will watch a movie and I don't care what their name is in real life. So like,
That's fair.
You just like the artist.
maybe these people I've seen, but
Art,
like,
excuse me.
I wasn't. I
You're
was
also
still
a great actress. Too.
I was still
She
young
is.
enough to where my parents didn't want me to see that in the movie theaters because like of the sex scene and stuff. And like obviously it was like PG-13. I think I was like 7 maybe.
You were 10.
I don't. And so we had got the VHSs, right? And so that they could like fast forward through the scenes. And like I remember as I got older, I was like, Mom, why did you fast forward through the painting scene? Like, didn't you want me to see what a woman looked like or whatever? And she was like, I don't know. Like I just felt weird with me, you and your dad sitting in the living room watching Kate Winslet naked. I was like, okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, that was. I think like there was a thing. VHS tapes were all like fucked up at that point because they were all paused at that moment. So, yeah. All right, Kayce. Mrs. Irrelevant.
She's not irrelevant and she's super hot. Tyra Banks. You got to put Tyra Banks on there. Like
Yeah.
her swimsuit, her Sports Illustrated swimsuit cover is still one of my favorites. Like obviously she's another one of those women that just doesn't seem to age. She's gorgeous, but just like she has it all. Like she's obviously the fashion icon. She was the model. She's gorgeous, but then her body is banging. Like just everything about Tyra Banks. You got like I refuse to let it be Mrs. Irrelevant because no part of me says Tyra Banks or her boobs are irrelevant.
I'm a big Tyra Banks guy.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's so hot.
I don't necessarily think of her boobs right away. I think like she has a really pretty face, but
But you know what I'm talking about? Her
Yes.
Sports Illustrated cover. I can
Yep.
show this one too because it's in a bathing suit, right? Can
Yep.
I?
Yeah, for sure.
Like that cover is just
Totally.
the yellow bikini. Oh,
Totally. It's a good last pick.
thanks.
Great
thought so.
picks for Kayce.
Yeah. Let's do honorable mentions. Who did you still have in your list, Ella? We'll start with you.
So I had Kylie Jenner, but I just didn't want to. Alex Earl. Some people like don't like hers because she's really open about how they're fake, and some people think they're too hard. But like I love how she's so skinny, and then her boobs are huge, like you can see them from the side. Like, love that.
Good details.
And this one I got
like
from
that too.
Dante. Apparently the AT&T girl has like a huge
Yeah,
rash.
sure.
Yes. AT&T.
Lily.
My God, Dante, be less horny.
No, that
Lily.
was that was a thing though. She like
No, I know, but just
she
that's
had,
the one he gave Ella.
Yeah.
Like of all
I mean,
people.
I think that would
He's
have
like,
been a
you'll
great
win
outside
if
the
you
box
use
pick.
this.
Yeah.
I'm like,
she like had to tell people to stop talking about her boobs like in
so funny.
all over the place. Jeff, what else do you have?
Sophia Loren, kind of the old school one. Lindsay Palis.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, for
kind of
sure.
that Instagram type, but
Yeah.
again, great tits. J-Lo, another girl that is known for her ass but has great tits. And Nancy Pelosi.
I was thinking of taking her too. Them things were thanging.
Let's just be honest. I mean, old Nancy has some.
She's got
She has
fucking
them.
knockers, Jeff.
She does. She
She
does.
does. She does.
One of my more viral tweets she had like this blue dress on, and I was just like, "Yo, great rack." She has a great rack, Nancy Pelosi. Even in
Dude,
her
what
80s.
happened to your Twitter?
I got hacked. I had to make a whole new one.
We Nadu, I think we got hacked by the same guy. I didn't fall for it, but he sent it to me too.
Okay, so let me explain this. I got a goddamn email with it had X letterhead. It was an
Yep.
X.com. Like they said my thing was I guess I got screwed. I got hacked.
So it was like MLB Spring Training's official account that had like 500,000 followers.
Yeah, but
or
this is
something.
different. He got an email. You got a DM. You got. If his
Well,
email.
I got because the account that DM'd me also got, and it
Yeah.
yeah.
That's how it spreads.
Well,
No,
yeah.
what's crazy is my Twitter is just like a Twitter support account now. It just like tweets like Twitter things now.
Yeah.
It's bizarre.
No, that's what they do to make it seem like it's an actual account. They'll fire off a bunch of tweets that make it so if you scan the profile, it's like, oh, this is an actual support account.
But
Kayce,
Kayce,
what else?
am I lying with Pelosi? Seriously.
No, you're not. I don't know why. Like, I should have expected it from you because I remember that tweet, but like, it caught me off guard. Like, she's banging body, Nancy Pelosi.
Do you? What else do you have, Kayce? Honorable mentions.
So I had Marilyn Monroe. I know she was mentioned earlier, but like she's like the OG, like, like a little bit thick, just like pinup model. I mean, you got to talk about Marilyn. And this is one where you talk about it's not size, but if you watched Friends, when Friends was at its peak, Jennifer Aniston, when she would just refuse to wear a bra and she was constantly nipping through her shirt. Like Jennifer Aniston, like, first of all, one of the hottest women on the planet, in my opinion.
Doesn't
like
age.
I like him. I like him a little more thick. Like I'm a more of a Sofia Vergara type girl. But Jennifer Aniston is up there, and the way that like she just was like, listen, I know that I'm nipping, and I'm gonna show them off anyways. Just chef's kiss. And then Jenny McCarthy, like I had her as well because she's that '90s Playboy. And then Denise Richards in that. Oh, did you have her too?
That was my biggest struggle, was leaving her off
in
the
Wild
list.
Things, like
Wild
the scene
Things,
in Wild Things where
the James
like,
Bond movie. Oh,
that was a movie that I had to like sneak behind my parents' back, again, a little bit too young to watch it. And then now I look back, I'm like, how the hell did I get my hands on that movie? Like the threesome scene that they have, the lesbian pool scene. Like, how do you not talk about Denise Richards?
I think that she can be argued as the absolute hottest girl of the 90s. And that's a take that I've said before. I think she is unbelievably hot.
Andy, I'm gonna ask. This is more of a random one, but if you've seen The Sopranos, Charmaine Bucco had great tits.
She did.
Yeah, she did.
I mean, when she like walked over to the table to Tony with like them pumping out of her, she was
showing them off.
Did, yeah.
Yeah, she was hot.
I just watched Sopranos for the first time all the way through. I mean, like I watched it all the way through in one sitting this year, and I was like, how was I not a mob wife in a different life? Like, I want to be those women. Like, I know that they go through some shit, but like, damn, what a life.
Like a lot of good wine.
And I would have gotten like, I'm talking sideshow boobs if I was a mob wife. Like,
he also did make like points that she probably fucked Tony at one point. Like she made like these weird remarks. She was with Artie, who was like a chef.
It's
weird. No, there was definitely some underlying sexual tension there.
Dave, what do you have left?
Katy Perry.
Yeah, I had her on my list too.
One.
Like, I think she fell out of the limelight.
Definitely.
But
I mean, she got all weird, obviously, like short purple hair. Like, get out of here with that.
But still,
like,
though, that's like she
the
qualifies. She could
Elmo.
Yeah.
Teenage
SNL.
Elmo. Yeah.
Was that from SNL?
I think so. I don't know. The Elmo. thing was
Margot
I
Robbie.
Kissed a Girl.
Obviously. Lindsay Lohan had a great rack for a minute. Then I had the models, Brooklyn Deckler. Marissa Miller was my like college laptop background on my computer. Brooklyn Decker, just said her. Okay, here's Melisandre from Game of Thrones, great rack.
Yep.
Terry Hatcher from the 90s, fantastic rack, even though they were a little smaller.
Good call.
But so I had to go to the depths of the internet to find this girl. So she only has 4 credits from what I think I saw on IMDb. Her name is Aline Powell. She's in episode 5, season 6 of Game of Thrones. She's one of the actors, you know, when they do the like puppet shows with all the midgets. She's one of the actors, and she's getting changed in the background, and she has one line. She's like, oh, they only gave me 2 lines, and she's getting changed. Best boobs I've ever seen in my life. They're every bit as good as Daddario's in that one gift scene from True Detective. She's not famous. No one knows who she is. I couldn't find her name for like an hour this morning, but trust me, they're incredible boobs. That's it. That's how I'm ending the show.
Dave, you got to hang it up, man.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Hang up the
like,
horny card.
That
no, I'm kidding.
you'll see.
That
like
is peak horny.
I'd argue that Dave didn't get horny enough this draft, and that's disappointing to me.
I'm just
You
saying,
didn't say smash those babies right in my face once.
I mean,
Ella said
I
it.
did.
that
Yes.
is
Ella
that is
said it,
assumed throughout all these women in this draft. But just trust me on this girl.
Okay.
All-time great.
What's her
tits.
name? What's her name?
Eline, Aline Powell, just like it sounds, like Glenn Powell.
Okay.
Aline
I've seen
Powell.
her.
I got to look her up now.
Yeah, I just have a couple left here. You glossed over Margot Robbie. Like, that's another all-time nude scene from Wolf of Wall Street.
It's a good one.
Yeah, and like they are really nice boobs. To Jessica Rabbit.
I'm on.
That's when you
That's who I
said
was-
you want to
yeah.
go animated, I was like, it's going to be her.
Yeah, Jessica Rabbit. Tomb Raider, Laura
All right,
Croft.
I'm on X videos at work right now. Don't fire me or anything.
Laura
Jeez.
Croft.
Elaine Powell is very, very hot.
What is this from?
This is the girl. It's from Game of Thrones.
There you go.
Wait,
I
does
hate her.
the girl who fucked
I hate her.
1,000 guys in a day, does she have good boobs?
Bonnie Blue.
Oh, yeah.
I can't recall.
Yeah,
I don't know.
she's-
I've never seen her videos.
Her wholeness just makes her.
It makes
I
her,
mean-
it makes her ugly. But like if I watched her or just saw her like walking down the street, I'd be like, yeah, that's a smoke show. But her,
I've never seen her.
That's what Jack Mack got killed for.
I was about to say, Jack Mack had an epic tweet about that. He got just absolutely cooked online for
Yeah.
it.
But he's not. He isn't wrong. She is attractive. If you never knew her and knew nothing about her, and just as Dave said, saw her walking down the street, you'd be like, "Wow, she's
Oh, for sure.
girly, one of the hottest people I've seen today."
All right, I'm going to go down the list, and then we'll vote off who's going to be left off the poll for this week's draft. So this is who you think had the worst draft, Ella.
Probably myself.
Well, we'll see. Everyone's going to vote.
Okay.
Nadu, Salma Hayek, Taylor Rooks, Raquel Welch, Kim Kardashian, Joy Taylor, Eddie, Sydney Sweeney, Christina Hendricks, Pamela Anderson, Halle Berry, Shannon Elizabeth, Ella, Sofia Vergara, Kate Upton, Adriana Lima, Sydney Thomas, Zandra Pohl, White Sox Dave, Alexandra Daddario, Scarlett Johansson, Phoebe Cates, Jennifer Love Hewitt, Kate Winslet, Kayce, Paige Spiranek, Emily Ratajkowski, Carmen Electra, Dolly Parton, Tyra Banks.
You have the best list. You literally, I'm so mad that I didn't get Emrata because that sold
Thank
me
you.
like,
But she would have took Sophia, so
yeah,
you would have had to sacrifice that.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Sophia would have been still there too.
I don't know who I'm going to go with.
I know.
All right, I know what I'm doing here. Kayce, who you got?
I'm trying to decide because I think from a relevancy standpoint, Ella's is like hers will hit with like the current crowd more.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm going to say Dave.
Okay. Nadu,
Sorry,
who you
Dave.
got?
Yeah, I think Ella's like first 3 were great picks. I think obviously she's younger. She only has so many she could do. I go Dave. I mean, Kate Winslet's great and all. I just don't find her that hot. I mean, there's a few there
we're
that I had to
talking
like,
mid
look into.
'90s, Jeff.
Sure. I get it. But I think of Kate Winslet as Mayor of Easttown now. I don't think of her as Titanic and those tits. But yeah, I think all of them are good. But Dave, to me, was the weakest out of 5 good drafts.
Ella.
I'm going to jump on the bandwagon and go Dave.
That's like,
Just because I know I could get voted off. So
all right, well,
Who did you go for?
Ella.
Okay. I voted for Nadu. So,
What?
Dave,
How?
Dave, just because I want a graphic this week. And I don't know if we could put yours up, but I don't think you had a bad draft
Listen,
for the record.
if I'd have known certain stipulations were there, you know.
I mean, it's okay for audio, but you know what I mean? I don't want. You get the point.
I got you.
Yeah, but I thought you did good.
And the Nancy Pelosi pick is like just. I mean, I know that was the honorable mention, but like that is hilarious.
That's unreal. That's unreal.
Like that to me. It was just. But
all right.
I honestly, Dave, I feel sad that you're left out because I feel like you are like, the boob guy outside of Nadu, but
Kayce, there's one thing you have to be when you're a boob guy. You have to be very observant. Sometimes they're not always in your face. You've got to really look. And Nancy has that.
I thought Dave had a good draft, but I could see the last 3 picks how people maybe don't know him as much, which is a shame.
I was
but
not
not your
drafting,
fault.
like I said that at the start of the draft. I was trying to get a nice combination of like my favorite personal ones and like the iconicness of when they were present.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody on Earth that is like 30 or older knows what Kate Winslet's tits look like, or Phoebe Cates. You know,
Yeah.
Everybody's seen that scene.
All right then, Ella, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Jeff, thank you. Welcome back.
Thanks, guys.
And thank you,
Fun.
Kayce.
thank you guys. Always fun.
Honestly, this was fun talking Rex, guys.
Oh,
Always great talking racks.
We got to do great.
Now I
asses
want a boob
sometime.
job.
Hey,
Started GoFundMe.
Donnie's show, season 2.
Or DMT,
Yeah.
Donnie's Medical Tourism.
Donnie's
Going to
medical.
I'm the vice president.
Yeah. All right, that's it, everybody. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.